Hello, violins. It's Miss Gretchen here. Today we are going to talk about high twos and low twos. Up until this point, we always just said, do this. Make your second and third finger next to each other and you'll get the right notes. Well, now we need to figure out what the story was behind that and how that worked. So this one right here on the tape, that's considered a high two, or what we consider now a regular two. And if I scoop my two right back next to my one, that's a low two. Now, the thing that often happens is my third finger goes, oh, the two's moving, I have to come too. So when you do a low two, you have to make sure that that three reaches all the way up to the tape where it had been before. So let's look at this on the fingering chart. On the fingering chart here, this green line's our first tape, the purple line's our second tape, and the pink line is our third tape. So on the D string, our second finger, when it was high, right next to 3, has been playing an F sharp. When it was on the A string and it was right next to the D third finger, we were playing a C sharp. If I scoop my finger back, so here was my high two, if I scoop my finger back to here next to the 1, now I have what's called a C natural. And a lot of people would call that a regular C. We just started learning C sharps from the beginning, but this will become the regular over time. If I look over on the D string and I look at the F sharp, if I move it back next to the 1, so I'm right here next to the 1, that becomes an F natural. So that means on our violin, our C sharp becomes a C natural when I scoot it back. And on the D string, our F sharp becomes an F natural when I scoot it back. Now, the real question now is, how do I know which one to use? Now I've got 2 Fs and 2 Cs. Well, here's how it works. When you first started to learn, at the beginning of your song, there was a key signature that looked like this. It had an F sharp and a C sharp in it. At the beginning of the song, there's always a key signature that tells you anything that you're supposed to sharp. And when I see an F here that says every F in the whole song, no matter what string it's on, is going to be a sharp. That was how we got this F sharp. The one right below it, there's a C sharp that says every C in the whole song is going to be sharp. That was why we always played a high 2 for a C sharp. Now what's going to happen is we're going to get a different key signature, and that different key signature is going to look like this. It's only going to have the F sharp. It isn't going to have the C sharp anymore. So that means that on the A string, I don't get to use the C sharp now. Now I need to use the C natural. And that's just because it didn't tell me that I needed to sharp the C's. So if it doesn't tell me, the answer is I need the natural one. Now there is an F sharp here, so on our D string, we're going to continue to use the F sharp that we have been doing, not the F natural, because it tells us at the beginning to use an F sharp. That means it can get a little confusing, because that means that on the D string, I'm going to have a high 2, and on the A string, I'm going to have a low 2. So that second finger is going to be moving from the high place to the low place. So it needs to be right up next to the 3 or right back next to the 1. There's a lot of space there in the middle that isn't a note. So right up next to 1 or right up next to 3, and then you'll have the right notes. So I hope this has helped have it make some sense of when or why we need to use a high 2 or a low 2. We always check the key signature at the very beginning of the song. It'll be at the beginning of every line, and that's going to tell us whether we need high twos or low twos, and it could be a mixture of them. Hope this has helped. Bye-bye.